Hello, gorgeous women out there. Gorgeous you. You're welcome to the virtual summit called Unleashed. The Unleashed Summit is for you. It's for you because we believe in you and we want you to be your best self. We believe in your gift, we believe in your dreams, we believe in your passion. We believe in your life purpose. We don't want you to just sit there and give excuses and allow life to pass you by. Before I continue, my name is Wunmi Akinlosoti, and I'm the founder and CEO of Blooming Ladies brand. What are we about? We are about having purposeful women, mission-driven women to build their best life, to bloom where they're planted, to get the tips and support and the connection and the inspiration they need to be their best self. And with me today is a gorgeous friend and a lovely lady, Angela Martini. Angela Martini is a wonderful lady. She's a leader. I would like her to introduce herself. Hello, Angela. Please, could you introduce yourself?
Well, hello, Wunmi, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share my story with you today. And, it's just such a pleasure and honor to be, asked to be part of this summit with you. And, I've just been watching you build this incredible community here locally, and then I know now virtually abroad. And I've had the good fortune of also, being at events that you've created here. And Wunmi's intention for women is to really bloom where they're planted. I love what you said there.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it. So ladies out there today, I'm Angela Martini, and just like Wunmi, I'm an immigrant to Canada. We are local here to Calgary, Canada. I am born and raised in Austria, so European roots. A mom to 18-year-old twin daughters, married to my husband for almost 25 years in a long-term 30-plus year relationship. And just like you, a woman with a desire and a dream inside of me. I've come from a varied background, first and foremost, a fitness background for, close to 40 years in the fitness and health industry. I come from a health background as well, and a business background. So, in a lifetime of 50 plus years, amassed all kinds of experience. And I think today, what I want to share with you is that one thing that is for sure, we are most successful and happy when we are growing, when we are striving, when we are attempting to bloom. So I love the title of the summit, and I love what Blooming Lady stands for. So with that, I'm really thankful to be part of it at the very moment. My passion is in the network marketing industry, and I consider myself a leader and a top income earner in my company and in Canada and so on. And so with that, my experience of all these different years and love for people and love for continuous growth brought me to this place so far. So I'm excited to share. And again, thank you, Wunmi, for giving me that opportunity.
Oh, thank you very much, Angela. Yes, I can say that you're really a leader because I've come to know you personally, apart from just meetings and business gatherings. I like the passion you have for growing women and growing people around in your group, in your and those around, not just in your group, not just in your team. So Angela, what made you decide when you decided to do the business you're doing today?
So really, it was an accidental thing. Well, there is no accidents, but that's just like, it felt like an accident. So in my very late 40s, even though I had a health and fitness background, I found myself, maybe some of the ladies, I'm not sure, are in that age group right now. I know things can change. And I was a very devoted mom. At the time, I was building another business, an interior design business, actually, so more of a brick and mortar type business. I was really exhausted. Exhausted from giving all the time, giving to my business, my children, one of those women that tries to do it all, try to keep all the
I can imagine.
but putting myself last. And I had found myself in a place of exhaustion. I had gained some unwanted pounds. And to be honest, I saw a friend of mine at the gym on the floor doing some workout, and I had seen her 6 weeks before, and she had gone through this transformation physically. And she looked so good that I said to her, whatever you have going on, whatever your new routine is, I need to do that. That's it. That was my first experience, fast forward, I got started with a really healthy product line, got my own results at the age of 47, realized a lifelong dream and put myself on the fitness stage with literally little triangles covering my body. And found the focus and determination, though, that created a picture of my mind. And it's an interesting story because I had a picture of a woman, and trust me, I looked nothing like her at the time when I found this picture. And I had 8 weeks to put myself on this on a stage. I was the oldest contestant, mostly women in their 30s. Or 20s, and I became this woman in 8 weeks. Every morning I woke up, I focused on her, I focused on that picture, and it's the power of focus. And 8 weeks later, I have a side by side of this picture of myself, and it's almost identical. So the power of focus. So really no accidents. But what I would say is, and when we said that, I think as women, most of us are nurturers, right? We're naturally caring, right? And that's why we often put ourselves last. So we've been raised to be good women, good supporters to our husbands, to everybody else. And we become these supporters. We become really good at supporting. And it's so important. I think that the conversation is so ripe now to talk about stepping from that supporting role into more of a starring role. And I believe what Gandhi said, that it's the Western women that's going to change the world. I think it's global women that are going to change the world. And, it's what our generation does, what we impart on our children, our female children, what is going to get imparted onto that generation. It's going to change the world. So I know lots of big idealistic thoughts and dreams, but for me, it was an experience, a personal physical experience, then an experience on a focus I've never had before, and then realizing that this industry, although I was very much not against it, to be super honest, because I was uneducated about it, I realized that I could have a greater platform, and that through service, leadership, servant leadership, growth, my growth, I could help others grow. And that is what honestly keeps me here and gets me excited through the tough times and through the good times. So.
Well, that's interesting. That was interesting. So what are some challenges you had to face when you were starting up?
I think some challenges I had to face personally, this is again, depending on, what your background is. So I started in my late 40s, almost 50, and I had some challenges around technology, to be super honest, right? I had been in the fitness industry, I had been in the health industry where it was very tactile with my hands, with my body, and I had been in the design industry where I didn't really have to rely on technology. So technology originally was a real struggle for me, and my kids can attest to that. I had to become very humble and learn and get outside of my fear and get very uncomfortable around technology. That's the first step. Second step, when you're embarking on working for yourself, you hold up all the balls, right? You're everything. You're your marketing department. You're your sales department. You are everything, and so really learning the skills of a businesswoman. And the biggest challenge I had at the very beginning, honestly, was to integrate business into family life and trying to find a balance. Honestly, that's still sometimes a bit of a juggling act, right?
Yeah, I can imagine. So what helped you conquer those challenges? What did you do to be able to handle those challenges?
So over the years, I've learned through trial and error, and to really put myself almost in burnout situations multiple times, wanting it so bad and working so hard, and multitasking way too much. I learned that multitasking is not what it's cracked up to be. And I know there's more and more research now showing that multitasking actually slows you down by about 50%. And it's going to make you actually a lot more, it's going to cause mistakes to happen, right? And you're not functioning at your optimal level at any of these tasks that you're attempting to do at the same time. So I've learned to block time. I have learned to set goals. I have learned to set daily action steps and not to overschedule myself or overpromise or, think I'm superwoman that can outdo everybody. So these daily action steps that, it's a daily DMO, a daily mode of operation. If I follow that every day, I know it's these continuous single steps, micro wins that are going to win the big race in the end, right?
Wow, thank you very much. So I'm actually writing down when you were talking, so I could say it again. And you said setting goals, daily action steps, not over promising, not over over committing yourself, daily mode of, I like that DMO, daily mode of operation. And, these are things that ladies out there, you can start to put in your daily life to help you stop sitting down and stop waiting for the best time to come. Let me help you bust the bubble. There's no best time. Today, right now is the best time. Just need to start, and then you gain the momentum you need. So, Angela, I know you've met with quite a number of women. What are some examples of excuses or reasons you've had women give you why they can't do what they know, what they're sure they should be doing, what they think, wow, this is the ideal life for me, this is the ideal thing I should be doing, but what are those things, those statements that come after the buts that you've heard?
Well, I think that I've heard everything. Pretty much continue to do that. And that's often, so many times it's that fear holding us back, right? And for women stepping into entrepreneurial world or into entrepreneurship for the first time, it may be that most of these women have never been self-led, right? Now they've come more from an employee type mindset, but are not happy in that situation, really want the freedom of working, around families and be home more with the children. I hear that a lot, right? I think the excuses a lot of time is not enough time, not enough experience. Often women also use their children as an excuse. And, it's an interesting thing. My daughters are 18 now, and they've seen me always kind of be in that sort of, going from one thing to the next thing, growing, learning, expanding, right? Opening up a business, doing all these different things. And I've asked them before, I asked them as they're now in university, I said, did you feel that as you were growing up, that you were missing out on something? Did you feel that, your mom wasn't available for you? Did you think, or were there some drawbacks? And both of them said, you know what, Mom, I remember so many of the good times. I remember so many family times. So I think the most important thing is quality versus quantity.
I love that.
Right? Because I think so many people think, or women think, oh, I always have to be here. But so many times when we're there, are we really present? Are we really fully present? Where if we set times aside to be fully present, that goes a long way versus, a shorter time of fully being present versus a long time of, feeling guilty that you're not doing this, that, or the next thing. And when you're with your child, you're with your child. And you put that phone. So I often will say to women, well, let's look at this. Are you doing this with your family and for your family? Okay. And can we get the buy-in of the children? Can we get the buy-in of the spouse? Can we get the buy-in of the family members so that they know that you are working towards something that's going to improve everyone's life? When we keep that quiet, people don't know, right? And they may feel, well, she's not spending any time with me. She'd rather be doing this, right? I talk to women in my business about this a lot. So when you first get going on this, and you're not making a lot of money yet, but it feels like the effort is so extensive, have that conversation with your spouse. Let them know that this is for us, I appreciate you supporting me. I appreciate you helping out here, because when you do this, I'm gonna work towards something that's gonna make our life better. When you have kinds of conversations, I think it opens up the door much more so for that person to go, okay, go. Mom's going to do this right now because, we're working towards a trip, or we're working towards this for our family. And so it's just removing that excuse and balancing things out a little bit, right? And asking for buy-in, communication. Very key.
Wow. I love that. I love everything you said. the not enough time, not enough experience with children. And I like when you said quality over quantity. I've been spending time with kids. For me, I have younger kids also. I've got 3 kids. The youngest is 4.
Yeah.
I have 11, and the soon to be 14 years old. And I see sometimes we give excuses about our kids, but seriously, are they really the reason, or is just our own guilt? Because sometimes we feel if we don't do it, my kids will not turn out well, or if I don't stay home all day, my kids might not turn out well. But I'll leave that for you to judge, because it's a personal choice. But also, I've seen that your kids actually learn from you, to see you having a plan, a vision, a dream, and then going towards it to achieve it. They watch you and they learn that they can also be, especially if you have daughters, that I can be a mom and still go after my own dreams and plan my own life. I don't have to leave everything, and just stay at home. There's a caveat here. I know some people, what their life mission is just to be a mom, so I wouldn't judge anyone. But if you have that dream somewhere in you that you should be doing more, please don't let your kids be a reason why you're not doing anything, because you can walk a way around them. Angela spoke about not enough time, and I like the way she said it earlier, having daily action steps. That actually ties together. And Angela, I really appreciate what you've gone in depth today. Before we go, are there other tips or tools that women can use to become unleashed, so they stop holding themselves back and start going forward?
I think the key thing is a morning routine, and giving to yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, before you start giving to the rest of the family. So, and if that means, I know it's tough when the kids are little, may have not had a lot of sleep, but carving out some time that is just, and sometimes it's just a little bit of time, right? That start that self-care or continue that self-care when life becomes demanding. And sometimes it's just a bath. And sometimes it's just sitting somewhere with the coffee and reading a book. And many times it's just, looking while you're maybe in the chaos of raising the family and trying to build a business and doing, working, stepping towards your dreams. It's just embracing for what it is. Don't fight against it. Kids grow up so quickly. They grow up so quickly. And enjoying those moments. And just embracing from what they are. I think perfectionism is another one, so if the house isn't perfectly clean, okay. And I think the most important thing that, and I know, we can speak about if we've experienced it, right? If it's inside of us. It's always this mirror that we have to hold up for ourselves, is really asking for help and finding support, right? I grew up in a small town. I grew up in a culture where people were helping each other. We knew our neighbors. We helped each other out with babysitting. With you go in the grocery store, grab me something. So find a couple common, goal friends. Okay, people that you can support. Maybe you can trade off some childcare. Maybe you can, go grocery shopping for a couple people at the same time, so that person has an hour or two to themselves. Figure out a way to mastermind. Figure out a way to support, because there's nothing like women supporting each other. And I think that, in this social media culture of, selfies and all that stuff out there today, I feel the need for people wanting to go back to community, wanting to go back to that piece where they have support. And so in order to get that support, you must be that support, right? Mm. So can you be that person that can start that? And it can start with just a small little thing, trade it off once a month, whatever it is, carve out that little time. So asking for support.
Oh, thank you very much. I like when you say, in order to get support, to be the support, you need to give before you start receiving. So thank you very much, Angela. This is a beautiful time with you. I enjoyed the discussion. It was very insightful, and I think every woman listening to this would have learned so much from you. Thank you for sharing from your wealth of knowledge and intelligence, and I appreciate that. So ladies, no more excuses. right? You can do it. Build a support system. Like I always like to say, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But you want to go far, you need to go together. You need to have people around you, like cheering you up. You need to have a support system, like Angela spoke about. So, like when you need help, help is there for you. So, ladies, this is Wumi Akinlosotu once again, and it's a virtual summit unleashed. No more holding back, ladies. So go ahead and be your best self. And you want to say goodbye, Angela?
I would love to say goodbye. Thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you, Emily, for the opportunity to platform. And you know, it is in these conversations where we uncover and understand that we're all the same. Okay, we all have struggles. We all have the same opportunity. We all have the same hours. The difference is just making one step forward every single day. Okay. So thank you for the platform. I really appreciate it, and I really enjoyed speaking with you today.
Thank you very much. Bye, ladies.